All right. See if this is too hot. We're good. We're good for now. Not too hot. All right. Everyone's very excited about this new Go manga, but I don't care about following something chapter by chapter. I wait till the full volume is released, then I can read it, and I don't even know if it'll be released in English for a long time. So I don't even care. I have to be honest. No Lanka Cup European Pro Qual, February 10th through the 16th. Let's see. I'll be gone one of those days, sadly. So I won't be able to cover it the way I would want to. Basically, maybe 2 of those days, right? But it's a little bit sad that that's the weekend that it is. But it should be fine. I just want to look over the games, That could be good enough. And Fuji Huang, I guess, representing North America. All right. Okay, nothing else new. Oh, videos. What's videos? Just whatever is the most recent video that was uploaded. I guess so. I think it's just most recent. Though I did find someone very recently that I had never seen videos of before. And apparently they've been making videos for like 4 years. And I never even noticed. They're like 7 Dawn as well. So I was like, oh man. Not even a different language or anything, so still finding new people every so often. New to me. Oh. This just came up 4 hours ago, but it was finally uploaded here. The results of the KBA steering committee meeting regarding the LG Cup incident. What is this? I don't want any cookies right now. So they, I guess, regarding the warnings due to violations of rules outside the board, such as the change in rules, the storage of captured stones that became controversial in the finals of the 29th LG Cup, we have decided to eliminate the rule that results in a loss by forfeit to do accumulated fouls. So I guess just multiple 2-point foul sort of thing versus losing the game. Which is probably was what everyone was saying they should do, because like no one was like they were annoyed, if I remember right, with the very first one where it was the foul, the points, right? But people were moving past it and not really caring too much. They were just being a bit silly about it at first. But when he lost the game because of it, that's when people started going crazy. So I get it. I get it. Anyway, just because I'm interested. Yeah, it seems like more people are looking for this 40-minute time setting. Like the 10-minute, 10 seconds here, this doesn't seem as long as the 20-minute 5x30. So maybe people just really like this setting. Because I've seen quite often people are looking for this 40 minutes timing. Not as many people looking at the middle one, and more people looking at this at my rank, not at other ranks. I don't know at all ranks, but it's kind of interesting. Congrats, you have more problems. I didn't do any Go stuff. Like I did some game reviews and stuff over the weekend, but I didn't really do very much Go stuff. I actually did a bunch of other things this time. So I need to see if I can still think. We got to start off with something very simple. Just do some basic problems, and then we'll maybe try some harder problems, and then we will grab a game here on Go for Go to look over. So what I wanted to do on Mondays, because I know Bats starts streaming pretty soon. So I don't want to play a bunch of games or anything. If we Atari from underneath, and they extend, and we Atari, we should be fine. we should be fine. Okay. Just double checking that. I did do Trouble Master, one problem from Trouble Master, the first volume, because I just looked through it and had fun with it before. So I've been trying to do every morning where I do the stream. Before stream, I like to look at least one of those. And then I did like a couple pages from the getting to One Dawn thing to see if I like it. And there was something a little bit confusing this time. One page was snapbacks, and the next page were breaking the bamboo type Tesuji problems. And then the instructions made it seem to me, like in my mind, I interpreted it this way as like, because it said the answers are the same, even if they don't look like it, I think was the hint. And the hint was for that page. It wasn't for both pages, but because I was reading, because the other page was the one I did first, and it was still open to the same thing, I interpreted it as like, oh, they're the same answers. That's weird. It doesn't look like the same answers. What do they mean by this? And so I was thinking about that the entire time instead of actually worrying about the problems. I think I can just cut and extend. But yeah, no, it was just so it wasn't actually confusing. You do just have to literally take everything as if it is a separate thing, a separate page. They're not all the same pages. They're all completely separate pages. That's where I went wrong. I think we can just attach here. No. What? Oh, we can Hane. For some reason, I saw it as Hane, and they turn here. See, this is why I wanted to do some easy problems to start with. So I thought we had to attach, and then if they went down, we could have Atari and played the thing. But I guess it's they don't have to answer the way I thought, because they can make an eye in the corner after that. Black to play. Okay. If we just do a block like this, for example, and they pull down, and we do this is like a ko shape. And I think that's the ko shape that they're talking about. So we want to prevent that ko shape. Normally you can do that by playing like this one. You do this if they block. You play like here, but then they can do this one. We can't play. We can't play anything, so we can't do it that way. So then we'd have to maybe extend here at B18. That's the next option that you'd normally look at. This one's also possible, by the way. I'm gonna look at that next. This one here, if they go down, we can block. And if they jump in here, we can Atari from this direction, which is good enough to live. If they wedge in here, we just Atari from this direction where we are alive. So if they do this one, we can just block. This one looks like it lives. This one here, this one looks like another ko shape. I think we have to do it this way, and we just Atari from this side. Yep. This one looks like a snapbacky type of thing. No ko. Can we do this one then? They can't connect. They can't throw it over here. They have to extend here. Then we capture. They're dead. Okay. This is just alive if I play this one. But can we get more? I think we have to play here. I think there's no way to get a little bit more, because anything else leaves this weakness, which gets rid of our other eye. So I think we have to play it this way. and hope that they jump inside so we make more points. This is a Miai. This one's no good. This one's no good. This one's Miai. Almost all the time if you can do that, it's good. Hello, Smuglet. How you doing? Usually we want to throw in here. Get rid of this eye. There we go. Just going to do some Go provinces after the weekend. I try to take a break over the weekend. Not really do Go problems or do much Go at all. Sometimes Sunday I'll do stuff. And then today I like to do just warming up for the whole week, basically. Look at a pro game and just do Sume Go. No playing today. I think this is another Miai situation, right? If they play here, we play here. If they play in here, we play here. Yeah, enjoy warm-up. Yeah. Feels like it's a good thing to do. You can also find out when you're not doing stuff right anymore. If your brain's going to work this week or not. Oh, this one I feel like I want to start clicking right away because like squeeze Atari and then like turn here. And is there anything they can do about it? I think not. I think we are good. Yeah, that's what I thought. Another sort of Miai situation, right? If they do that one, we can connect here. We just capture. The point of symmetry is always important. That's one of the things I don't like about some Go problems, like the symmetry Go problems, because like when it's actually not the point of symmetry somehow, then first of all it feels awkward. But when it is, it feels like, oh, it's just really easy to figure out the answer. So can we do it this way? We give up these. We connect here. It's no good. It's not good. Not good. Can we connect here first? The Atari is down. Atari over would be no good. Atari this way. Then they can Atari here, right? No, they can't do that because then we would be able to capture. So I think we actually do connect. Surprisingly, I think we actually do connect. I think that gives us the forcing moves to live. And then we can... Oh, we don't have enough time to come back and actually live, though. Oh, never mind. Okay. I thought it gave us the forcing moves to live, but we didn't actually have enough time. We probably need to do it a different way. Oh, just extend, maybe. Oh, yeah, just extend. Extend is good. Then it becomes a different shape. I was trying to squeeze it instead. Yeah, I was trying to squeeze it instead. I think we can just do this one. Can I do it this way, actually? No. No co. Oh. See? I'm doing terrible today. It was this thing, right? This was the answer, but after this one, we do have to play a different move. But what is that different move? I wanted to play here, but then... Oh, no, it does actually work. I just misread that. No, it doesn't work. Oh, no, it does work, but we just don't connect. We have to squeeze. Yeah, okay. I did just misread it. There we go. Yeah, this is why we do the warm-up stuff. Yeah, one of the things I very often get wrong when I'm trying to read is liberty issues from a distance. I do always have a problem with that. least it seems like I do. I think we can just do this one. Throw in. Does work, but then we can just connect. Can we just connect here? I think we can. Yeah. Seemed like the right answer. White to live. Oh, it's one of those where we have the extra liberty here, so we can play here, because when we connect, they cannot play again. Very good. So we'll see if we can even do some of the harder ones. Just push and honey. They don't have the liberties to stop me. Can we do a throw in Atari? If they connect, we capture, and now we have two different ways of making two eyes. If we just Atari instead, and they do a 4 shape, of course, when we capture, it's not two eyes. So I think we have to throw in an Atari. And then we can go back. Yes, very cool. White to kill. If I do this one, of course, just a ko. We don't want ko, so we have to play over here. And if they connect, we extend, they're dead. If they play at C1, we cut, and they can't do the snapback because they're out of liberties. All right. We'll try some of the harder problems after this next one here. Even though I think the rank will be the same. Like a lot of these have been like 4Q, 2Q and stuff. I don't think they're actually that difficult in that regard, but the ranks will probably stay similar, but the problems will be harder. I want to play here. Doesn't seem like there's a reason not to. Okay, just checking. All right, let's do the golden problem first. See what I get. See what I get. Just more Tomoko dictionary. Okay, a 1Q problem. Oh, okay. Black to play. This one actually looks complicated. Let me see if it actually is. Volume 3, number 2. So if we play the move that seems correct, because we don't necessarily want to allow to throw in an Atari and all that stuff, right? Oh, this one's hard? Yeah. Well, it looks hard. If we do play this one, and they extend, we just make two eyes. So they can't extend there. They would have to... Can they just throw in here? And then extend? And then if I block, they throw in over here. And if I block this way, they can push and hane. Yeah. Okay. So the standard move doesn't work. You've been stumped on this one before? All right. So the standard move doesn't work. And if we play something like this empty triangle, I think they can just throw in. And if we block, it's the Atari and then Atari thing. So the other option, because we do have to prevent this, right? We do have to prevent this. And because we can't cut, we have to prevent that at the same time. Yeah, that one's actually kind of annoying. Maybe this one is annoying and a hard one. All right. Let's make sure. Yeah, we can't... I guess we can technically cut. But it's not very good. Seems like we really want a move over here. But we can't really get it the way we want. And we want something over here too. So we want to be able to cut. Like this one. And so if they throw in over here, maybe we just give that up. And if they capture and then we cut, they extend here. We have to connect. They can hane, and that's no good. No good for us if they hane. Maybe we have to play it from this direction. Because then if they have to connect here, then we can connect over here. So we connect here. If they extend out, we make two eyes, right? They have to Atari for this to work. And then I feel like that's closer to the answer. Or we have to like play on this side. If they capture, we capture here. No. Oh, I tried. Well, look, it is just cut first. Why are they doing it this way? Why did they do it that way? I thought they would try something else. Like throw in? So they can't do that, I guess, right? Let's see. This is why I didn't cut, was because I thought they could just throw in. So we have to connect. It's the only other move. You only have two moves here. You have to capture or connect. Then if we capture here, they do this one. Okay, I get it now. All right. Yeah, it was a throw in that I thought worked, but doesn't actually work. That makes more sense now. Yeah, I thought the throw in worked. But just the connect is okay. Because if we do this one, we capture and we're alive. Granted, you have the same blind spot. Yeah. That's why I think they should have connected there to show us. Throw in a misread too. Yeah. It seems like the right thing, right? Feels like this one could also be annoying. But it's no good. They're all good. They're all fine. All right. Oh, well. I tried. I did what I could. I should probably add this one to favorites so I can look at it again later. All right, let's see some of the intermediate problems things over here. We'll see if this one's annoying. These ones look like they were easy right now, but they may not be easy forever. White to live. Like this one looks like a normal white to live problem. See, easy problems now. Easy problems. I lied. They aren't going to be hard. They're going to be easy problems. There we go. Common problems, I should call them. Makes it sound better. So if we do this one and they block, we can do the throw in here. And it's a snapback thing. Oh, this way. Still dead. Intermediate is one way to put it. Yeah. Are we just capturing with the 3 in a row? That sort of idea? Okay. This is the easy section of intermediate, so I'm happy about that. We're all good now. We can just do this one, right? If we do this one first, I guess it's also fine, right? They capture, then we'd have to capture back. Then when they throw in, we're not alive. So we have to do it this way, I guess. Huh? This one first and then this one. Order matters. Black to kill. Oh. So we have to push in. It's like the one of the few only moves. And if we push in here, we just block and they're dead. Okay, just checking. And you question yourself sometimes when you're looking through. You're like, wait a minute. Is that actually right? All right. I want to play here. That doesn't mean it's the right answer, but I want to play it anyway. Seems like we could do something like that. This one would be okay. This one seems like a normal answer because they don't have enough liberties to do much. And then if they block, we can push and move. Like that seems like the standard sort of move here, but not enough liberties. As long as they have one liberty on the outside, then that one doesn't work, if I remember right. So it's no good. This is a squeeze thing to get rid of this eye. This one's already only one eye, so we don't really need to do anything with that one, as far as I can tell. We have to do this attachment here so that we can come back this direction. Very cool. I'm trying to see if it is complicated or not. I think I can just extend and then we capture and then we can throw it over here. Throw it over here first, I guess, then over here. Is that not how it works? I think so. Shouldn't they play from underneath to make it look harder for this? They should have this as the correct answer, right? Then if you capture and the Atari, it looks like there's more that you have to do, right? So if we like connect, we're good. But then you could also like throw in, they capture, recapture, then there's, oh no, there's one eye over here. But it's no good, right? They should show that side. I think that's the harder one to read out from a distance, right? But then there's more options, more variables that way. The other way, you just capture and you're done. I think if it played the Atari from underneath, more people would have gotten it wrong at 8, and then instead of it being an 8Q problem. This one looks a lot harder though. We'll have to think about this one to make sure. Now you get a hard one. Yeah, I know. It's taken a while. I was like, all right. Where is it? Come on, intermediate problems. We're almost there. All right. Now it's a hard one. Now we're good. I think I've actually seen this one before. I don't know from where. I just think I have seen it before. Yeah, I think I have. I don't remember the answer, but I think I have seen it before. This one might be too hard if it's the one I'm thinking of. Think of simple moves first, right? Simple moves first. This one, and if they do that, so we could Hane first. So we're threatening to get rid of that eye. And we could extend, and then we could Atari. Okay, because they have to cut here. And then if we extend, there's at least a ko there if they try to connect it in some way. So they can't really do D19 that easily. Can we do D19 first? I feel like Atari is a trap. That's why I didn't think of Atari first. I feel like it's a trap, but that doesn't mean it is. Atari is always a trap, right? So they just pull back at F18. But that's annoying too, right? I guess we don't have to throw in on the right side. We can just throw in on the other side. There's a clear vital point for the eye shape in this case. Okay. Remember the previous problem? What was the previous problem? I already forgot what it was. Oh, is that if they play the wrong move, you kill them. What was the other problem before that? I think that's why I didn't want to do Atari, because it already feels like a trap. They shouldn't do this one. I wonder what the next one looks like. I see. They don't have the same moves in all of them. Uh, yeah. When you're looking at an actual book, you would see all the other problems sitting next to each other. That probably helps you solve a lot of these, right? Hmm. Anyway, I think my first idea was probably correct anyway. Hmm. Sometimes I look over to the side. It helps me not think about the problem. The way it's on the board. I don't know why I do that. I did it at Go Congress as well. When I was thinking about something on the board, I just look up and over to the side, not just think for a second. I don't know why. I think that actually helped me for some reason. Make sure I'm not looking at the board, just trying to think about it in my head instead. I don't know. I don't know. That's I didn't see everyone doing that, so I don't know if it's very common or not. If some people like close their eyes or something like that too. But yeah, look away from the board so you can think about the board. uh, hmm. Hikaru Nakamura. Someone did mention that the other day. Is that what he does? I think I've seen that in videos. I think I've seen that in videos. Yeah. No, not playing on OGS. I just have it open. I try to open all the stuff. Yeah, I'm just bad at this game because I want to just play here. And the problem I have is when they play F-18. I feel like actually kind of annoying. So I kind of want to play F-18 myself. And then that's when it looks like if they connect here, we can do the Atari, right? And if they connect here, I don't know if I want to do this one. I'd want to like extend or something. But then, yeah, then I don't know exactly. Hard for me to read it out. But we can see what the answer is here. We'll see what the intuition says, because I don't want to spend too much time. It says all of these are fine. Okay, all of them are fine. I thought one of them was not fine. Right, this one I thought was actually not as okay as it looked. Because they shouldn't block here, right? They should come this direction. And then we probably have to just connect afterwards, right? It does look very sus. We have to connect afterwards if this is the right answer, right? So that we can't let them capture that one. They Atari here, we connect, and they play in here, and then they're not quite alive, I guess. We'll try it. We'll try it. We have to connect now, and now they're threatening two eyes, right? So we have to throw in, and then we're good to go. We can Hane as well if we want to, but the Hane is not. I don't like the Hane as much. It was no ko. It was no ko. Yeah. The thing that when I was looking at this, Yeah, I didn't think we'd want to Atari here. I thought we'd have to throw in here. And what I was missing was the fact that it was already just a dead shape. And that's sort of what I was missing, was that this was a 4 in a row. For some reason, I thought there was one more spot for an eye. That's when I was trying to read it out. I thought there was, for some reason, one more spot for an eye. But this is not the problem I thought it was, though, which is good, because that other problem that I was thinking it was is way harder. The problem that I was worried that it might have been, which I think would be like a dawn, like maybe 4 or 5 dawn problem. It was one where you have to like do some weird attachment on the top here, and you end up solving it. And I was like, okay, none of those look like that works. So luckily, it's not that problem. It should just be one of these. But yeah, what I was missing was just that this was already good enough, because they can't play from this side. Right, they can't do this one. But yeah, I missed it. It was just a 4 space here, and it was already dead. Good to keep in mind. Good to keep in mind. Because the next one's similar, right? The next one, they do a different shape here. This one does just feel like you have to throw in over here. Yeah, that should be fine. That should be fine. This is what Mondays are good for, getting ready for the rest of the week, right? That's the idea here. This one, if they extend down, we have this attachment, right? Maybe we don't have the attachment. We just cut here and then turn. So them extending down is a little bit annoying. So, but if we Hane first and they do this one, then we push in. Then they do... The Hane might work first. Yeah, Hane might be fine first. Then we throw in, and then if they capture, we play here. If they play here, we disconnect. So the Hane might be fine first. But I wanted to throw in first, but Hane looks like it's okay. Just double check before I click on anything. Looks like it's okay. Because the Mii on this side. Like this one's an easier problem to visualize. Let me put more stuff on the board. Much easier to think about. This one I want to play here already. I don't know if it works, but I want to play it. They play that. Can we do this one first, I guess? This is the question I want to ask. This is really important, right? Because we just throw in directly. That could still work, but we want to double check, see if something like this one works first. Just reduce from the outside first, right? If they play here, we can just push and then take away this, right? If they play here, we can throw in now. And they have to block, and then we can take this away. If they jump, we can just push and throw in. So I think we can just play this one first, and then we can go back over here. If they play that one first, there's nothing that we have to worry about. We can just throw in here. So I think we can just do this way first. Does it show the other move? Yeah, it does show the other move possible first. And this is where we can do the basic thing here. If we do attach, does it want to just give it up? Does it want to connect? Okay. Yeah, I think it's better just to take it away instead of trying to do this. There's something I think is interesting with the intermediate set, that it sort of shows you, it showed you one of the, in this case, showed you one of the easier problems first, and then the hard version of the problem, and then easier versions of the problem after that. And it often will do the hard problem around the beginning and then the easier problems. I think I've seen some other ones where they do easier problems first and then the hard problems after that. Oh, so they did this one this time. Can we just take it away? Is it as simple as that? If they play here, we throw in. We're good. If they play here, we throw in over here. We're good. If they do anything, it seems like it's okay. Is that fine? Okay. This one's one done because people probably threw in first and didn't think later. We'll find out. Yeah. It was one of these problems first. They did this first. One of these throw-ins. This is a weird, weird large board right now. I don't understand why that happened. All right. If we turn off the review, it's no longer a large board, right? So we're that was just funny. Ah, this one here, white to kill. Yeah, I think we can't do this one, sadly. They just do this. Yeah. Can we throw in here first? That could work. That could work. I kind of like it. This one first. This one might be fine. Doesn't look fine. This one looks fun. And if they block from the outside, we just capture they're already dead. If they connect, then we can play this reduction move from the outside. And no matter what they play, they're already dead, I think. Yeah. Good. Saw it right in my head. Instinct, of course, is to play over here. I don't know if it's right, but that's an instinct. If they block, we can just connect up. They capture. The capture is a little bit annoying. No, the capture should be fine, right? If they capture first, we can actually pull back. Yeah. We should be fine, actually, here to just play this one. Yeah, because even if they capture first, we can threaten to take the eye away from this side. So we have to pull back first, and then we can take the eye away. Yeah. All right, just a couple more problems, then we'll be done with Sumego for the day, or at least for the hour, for me. This one's kind of a weird shape. I guess if you do it wrong, it is a bad shape. So you push here, and if they play this one, we have to like throw in. So we want to play this one first. I don't know. Let me think for a second before I keep going. And a little bit more to drink. All right. Of course, if we do this one and they play here at F3, this one should be fairly easy to tell that it's dead. So we can throw in, if they block them, we can even just push now. And everything else I can connect underneath would be great. So they can't play that move. They would have to play this H1 move first. And then we have a little bit of a hard time getting rid of the eye. So I think we have to play this one first. And if they connect, we connect back. So we should be okay here. Then we can push in here. If they block, we can turn. Yeah, we're good. I noticed that I do that as well. Sometimes when I'm thinking about something, I'll still be thinking about it and not actually, like I'll click on the board and not actually realize I'm still thinking about the same thing, instead of waiting for it to be completely done. That's why I think books are a little bit better in that regard. I don't have to worry about that. It's the same answer, right? We throw in and then we get rid of something over here, right? Because they have a shortage of liberties. I think that one's only 8Q because it came right after the other problem. I think that one probably would have been somewhat harder to read out in some ways, but I don't know. Depends on who you are. I want to just okay. It's black. Okay, I was like, wait a minute. This is a weird shape. So I feel like it's like one of these types of moves, or playing in the center, but I don't believe that works this time because this ko is not actually a ko, right? They can just connect, and that doesn't really change anything. So we need to play like extend, and then play this ko. And if they throw in, what do we do if they throw in? Play it here. If they go this way, we play here, but we can't do that. Yeah, double honey the first time is one of the classic Sumego shapes. So we have one eye in the middle that we can make as long as we make this one in Sente. Make sure we have this eye here. We can go back and make this one. So that's why I'm wondering the best way to do it. E2 as first move doesn't work. I'm not certain. This one could work as well because we can come back and make this eye, right? They throw in here, we have to block this side. But then this one's a... Is this one a ko if they do it that way? Does the ko hurt us, I guess, is the better question. Does the ko hurt us? Like, can they throw it on this side? And then we Atari here, and then we go make this side, and then they throw it over here. Like, that feels like that's the problem. If we do this one, they throw in at D1. And if we make this eye directly, they extend down, and they can take the eye. And then, oh, maybe that one could still work. But I think the corner throw in here is the annoying part that I'm not sure about. That's why I was kind of wanting this one, and to just do this ko. Because does this one just work? This one's a ko-y shape too, right? Sort of a ko-ish shape. I don't like that one either. Maybe just E2 is the best idea. So I was wondering about E1 too. E1 too. Yep. No ko what you're reading. Yeah, that's why I wanted to try to avoid it. I was guessing. Anyway, yeah. So if we do E1, they just Atari from one side. That's a little bit annoying too. Maybe E2 is a good answer for that one. We just have to connect here. Then they have to Atari on this side, but then they can threaten to connect up if there's Atari under like this, right? So we would have to block. Then there's Atari here. And then when we make this, they could throw in. So this would be the other kind of fun answer. But I think they can just capture, and then when we do that, it's a ko shape. Only one more problem after this. We're almost done, which is what makes it not fun. Just this one could work too, potentially. I think a lot of them are ko shapes. It is one of the few times it doesn't say ko. Sometimes it'll say no ko. But this one, it's not saying that. Probably because it would guide you to the right answer better, maybe? I don't know. I think that's why I don't like it when they label it. Because when they label it, it makes you double check things or think about things a little bit more. And then when it's not labeled, you're like, wait a minute. Did they forget this one or is it something else? All right. Anyway, I should pay more attention. All right. If we just connect, this is just a co. Want me to label you? Peyton was here. I don't know. You can do what you want, Peyton. I don't mind. You might get canceled. But what are you doing that would matter if you got canceled? I guess is a good question, right? What are you doing that would matter if you got canceled? Maybe maybe E2 could work first move. We have to do it in a different order. So if they throw in over here, we do make this. And if they go down, we connect on this side. If they Atari here, we make this I. So I think that's the best looking answer I can make. But then when they do it this way, this is what feels bad. Yeah, this is what feels bad. I can't do it this way. Yeah. I'll have to look. FF7 is overrated as it was. The first 3D Final Fantasy and 8 or 9 are far superior games. I really did like 8 significantly more than Final Fantasy 7. That was the one I liked. What is the thing here? What I do? What am I? Ah, okay. For some reason, I thought I had to respond on the bottom. So my first instinct was right. But no, I agree. I didn't like 9 though. I didn't like 9. I just didn't enjoy it myself personally. I don't like the way the characters look and the design of the world and that sort of stuff. That was my personal feeling on 9. And so like so I ended up just not playing it as much as some of the other games. But yeah, I definitely like 8 more than 7. What blasphemy did you just utter? Hey, Payton is the one that brought it up, right? Yeah, good to remember. My first instinct, if we remember when I was looking at the problem, my first instinct was this one, but for some reason I thought it didn't work. But no, it does work. But for some reason I thought it didn't work. Not even sure why I didn't think it didn't work. I don't know if I want to meet you anymore. Final Fantasy 8 was a much more enjoyable game. Yeah, and Peyton just replayed it. And 7 was good. There's definitely nothing wrong with 7. But I never felt like it was my favorite in any way. Yeah. And Final Fantasy is not even, when it comes to RPGs, not even close to my favorite. I like Lunar. Lunar 1 and 2 are my 2 favorite RPGs. And then I like Star Ocean 2 and like a couple others. Final Fantasy probably not even in my top 10 for games. I enjoy playing them, but they're not ones I like the most. But if I was to say one, I did like 8 more than 7. You never played 6? Well, if you haven't even played all the games, then you can't say there was any blasphemy. 7, 8, 9. It feels like there should be one, right? That's why 6 afraid of 7, right? But here I don't know. 6 is not afraid of 7. Yeah, so a couple problems where for some reason I need to 661. I forgot. There's one extra in this one. 801 problems. Yeah. Oh, this one's easy. Okay, we're good. Luckily, I didn't have to do much effort. Very good. I'm happy about that. Final Fantasy 5 on PlayStation 1. I don't even know if I had that on the PS1. I had the Super Nintendo and the regular Nintendo, and I played Final Fantasy on there. Was that one on PlayStation 1? Did it get? I thought for some reason it was on just Super Nintendo or something. If you have to remake a game, something went wrong, right? Oh, that's great. Yeah, I don't remember which systems everything was on, but that is that is terrible. Oh man. I do think that the idea behind 557 is better for modern games, probably. So remaking it was probably a good idea. But I also think if they remade 8, for example, they could have made all the sort of ambitious stuff they had really good. You know what I mean? Because they had the giant war stuff going on with the moving ships. I'm just being overly, you know, not specific on purpose, right? The gardens and everything, and so like I feel like that one would look really good with modern stuff. And there's even that war scene in the middle where people are flying everywhere and doing cool stuff, and I think that would look so cool. Actually, so many of the scenes would look so good with modern. I think 8 would look really good with modern graphics. Honestly, it would look so good. Yeah, I'm just thinking about it. Can't play any 3D games, makes you disoriented. I think I can't play any first person perspective games. Those are too much for my eyes. I can't see anything properly. So any first person perspective I can't do. 3D is fine, but yeah, the music was really good in that game too. It was really good. Yeah, I mean, like there's so many moments where I just felt like it was exciting, and then some of the reveals were just very exciting and fun and enjoyable, and then some things were sad and good, right? It was like I don't know, 3D is too much. Yeah, no, my favorite in general are just old school RPGs, old school Japanese RPGs. Specifically, I say that because that is the genre now, I guess. So like I said, my favorite game, which is being redone, not remade, but redone so that it can be put on the Nintendo Switch and all that stuff. But it's the Lunar games, and these are old, like right. This is what I like when I look at games. I like these old graphics and stuff. These were more fun. This is one of my favorite games, Lunar 1 and then Lunar 2. Like you play them one after the other, they actually feel like one full story. They did such a good job with these games. And so you can the game's coming back out soon, like within a couple months. They're gonna have a thing, and so if there is a um, limited edition version, I'm definitely going to be buying that. And then like the other one I really like, uh, they've already released some of the other ones, but the Star Ocean 2, really liked that one. Similar type of graphics, a little bit more like the 2.5D though, because they have like a slightly more 3D look, right? Slightly more 3D look. This is the remake. Second Story R, the not the remake, but the remaster, I guess, is what they call it, right? But a little bit more 3D esque, but still the sort of chibi sprite stuff. That's what I like the most. Anyway, so I'm supposed to go look at a pro game now. Chrono Trigger would be cool, yeah. Now this is something that people would hate me for, so I probably shouldn't say it. But I did really like Chrono Cross. Lunar rhymes with subpar, though. Did you actually ever play Lunar? Yeah, what they did with that game, which was so good, was they like the first game, it really is like the classic, like very classic type of story where it's the person wants to become a hero, they look up to someone who's the dragon master, and so they go into a cave and find out they can also be a dragon master, right? And it's like okay, it's just a normal story, and it was just like the characters were just really well done. It was really funny and enjoyable because it was just fun. So you're like, okay, that was cool. And then you get to Lunar 2, and all the stuff that happened because of that one. Um, you see how the world changed so dramatically in Lunar 2, basically, because of the events of the first game. So yeah, it was a they did such a good job. But the character writing was really the part that made it so much fun. Like it was just a lot of fun. Just even read the interactions between the characters. That was already good enough. That's which is why I was like, okay, that's just a fun game. That was okay and good. But in the context of the whole series, I guess the two games, it ends up being like even more interesting how it actually all went down and affected everything else. Because they're simple things that they decided to do really completely changed the world. Because Lunar 2 is actually 1,000 years later instead of it being like right after. I guess if I say anything more, it actually just gives it all away. So I don't really want to say anything more, but I think it's more fun when the games are, in my opinion, when the games are fairly simple. And then the more you think about them, the more intent they actually are. Like the more there was actually stuff going on that you didn't really realize when you're just playing through the first time. Without it being like a Chrono Trigger where there's multiple things that you can have to try to figure out at the same time. I guess I should. It's hard to say. Multiple ideas that you have to think about at the same time. The Maxim Cup, huh? Hmm. So if I click on any of these Japanese ones, I won't be able to download them if I remember right. So we could try a Korean game if we wanted to try that first, but this website, it is free to use, but I've heard people have a hard time making an account. Oh, which one's the one that one of the mainline FFC haven't completed all the way through? Which one? A heart attack moment? I don't know which one it would be then. So I don't think any of them are necessary, unless you're talking about like some of the very first games. Like I think everyone really loved some of the first games, but I'm not sure there's one that's a heart attack moment. Yeah, it is in English, but I think some people have had a hard time making an account, so you just have to go and try it. Um, you have to go and try and find out. Yeah, I made one a long time ago, and I was able to log in, so I just went with it. Final Fantasy 9. uh, you said you liked Final Fantasy 9 more, right? So it could be Final Fantasy 9 and 10. I think there were a lot of people that didn't like that game, so that one's not like a heart attack moment. And then like uh, no one liked 11, right? So 12 was okay, and then I never played 13 because I stopped at 12. Oh, you didn't complete Final Fantasy 7. Okay. That's what you're meaning. Okay. I thought you did because the way you talked about it. Okay. Yeah, I stopped at 12 because I stopped playing Final Fantasy in general. Um, but similar to what Sugadintis was saying, is that 3D is sometimes too much, and so even 12, like I was getting lost in the city that I was in. So like I really actually don't like open world games because they're just, instead of playing the game, I just wander around for an hour and then I get bored and then I just move on to a different game because I just wandered around for an hour instead of actually enjoying the story or anything. And 12 was already starting to get to the point where I was getting lost walking around. So I had to just stop. I just had to just stop. It was too much already. Let's go one more page here. I don't really want 9 Dawn Professional. I would want something like this one. This one looks like it could be good. They're all Japanese again. All the Japanese ones are the ones with the lower ranks. Okay. So I can do that. It's just a little bit more annoying. Just a little bit more annoying to deal with. So yes, we'll just go back to the first one and go to the top and just click one of these then. It's kind of an interesting looking shape here. I would be interested to how this played out. So let's click on this one. Let's keep the camera on the bunny human butts, yeah. Just wander for hours. 12 you had a hard time to get into. No lunar nonsense in my house. No, I do like Final Fantasy. I did play like, yeah, I said like 1 through 12. I don't remember them all because I did play a lot of them when I was a kid, but I did play most of them. And then, but I think the games that I remembered the most, right? The games that I remembered the most were not really the Final Fantasy games. There was one thing in one of the games that really bothered me. It was the Blitz attacks. It said, click Blitz and then put in the code when you see the light go off. But what you're supposed to do is put in the code, then click the Blitz button, and then it does the ability. So it was a bad translation. And it didn't actually tell you. So I got stuck on that as a little kid. I'm like, it's not working the proper way. I'm just getting the timing wrong. Oh, but that's not what was going on. That is actually not what was going on. It was really annoying to find that out later, but it's okay. As a little kid, it's fine to get that sort of stuff wrong, I'm sure. Let me move all these down so I can open up Kato. We'll see if it opens. The last few times it was being mean to me, so we'll see if it opens properly this time. Okay, looks like it opened fine. All right, cool. Oh, I guess I should click first. What's the first move? Okay, first move actually went down. Good, good. Because that was the problem I was having before. The first move wouldn't register properly. There we go. White's already winning, so who cares? This is actually something I was wanting to do. Not on this channel, of course, but I was wanting to do a little JRPG gaming sort of channel. I thought that would be a lot of fun to just play through those games and talk to people and stuff like that. I thought that could be nice. I don't know if I'd get views or anything, but it'd be nice to have to have a little bit of fun that way. So let's move this over here. So it's small enough that I can't really see too much over here, but I can still see the chat and everything. So we're good to go. There we go. And then open this back up here. Now we can turn off this and this in the top moves so that we don't see any of that. And then we can check when we want to what it looks like when we get there. Yeah, so like it could be fun to do like because like what I actually want to do. It was fun to watch Peyton play games. Peyton's hilarious, even if he's an FF hater. Just an FF7 hater. It's all good. But I think it would be fun to do is just because like there's a thing I've always wanted to do, and I've done it on and off. Play 8 and rag on 7, you'll get views for all the wrong reasons. Yes, it is true. Yeah, on and off, I have been making like my own game and stuff for fun, right? Using just like a RPG Maker stuff, because that's the type of game I would want to make. And I've even looked at Unity and all those other things too, and see if I liked any of those other ideas. But I was wanting to do a sort of channel about that, about sort of putting a game together for fun. And then the other thing on that channel would be, playing games, right? It'd just be playing Lunar in front of everybody, playing old Final Fantasies and like that sort of stuff. I think that could be fun. But I don't know if I'm going to do that. But I would enjoy it. Well, the problem is, like, if I play like the first Pokemon game, for example, I have the entire game basically memorized because I played it 1,000 times as a kid. So like I can just walk up to all the hidden items everywhere. I don't need the item finder. And that sort of stuff. All right, so we got the first 4 moves on the board. It's time to actually look at the game and try to do some more Go stuff, right? We got to be good as a Go stream. Uh, hmm. A 3-3. I did not actually notice that when I was looking at just the board part, because I was just looking at the left side of the board. It was kind of interesting. So normally you just ignore 3-3 and you wait till later. Pokemon Red. No, I had all the Pokemon. I had Yellow. Yellow was the one I played the most because you got to have the Pikachu that followed you. So I played Yellow the most. But I had Red, Blue, and Yellow. But yeah, Yellow was more fun, but it didn't have the glitches, the same glitches. So if you wanted to do like the missing no glitch, you have to play Red and Blue. But they were very I don't even know why I got them all. I guess it's a good question. I don't even know why I got them all, but I did. There was no reason probably, but we felt like we should. My favorite Pokemon. My favorite one was Crystal. Yeah. You shouldn't just profile people like that, Peyton. My favorite one was Pokemon Crystal, though. Got to buy them all. Yep. That was my favorite one because we were obsessed with the Pokemon Red. Yeah, we were obsessed with Pokemon, Red and Blue and Yellow. And then when you got to play Crystal, it was like, oh, this is really cool. This is a lot of fun. And then you got to go back to the place where Pokemon Red and Yellow and Blue happened. And you're like, and you got to actually fight the old gyms again. And you're like, oh my God, this is amazing. And then I don't think they've ever done that again because that was a brilliant idea. They were very smart with that. I thought, wow, this game was a lot easier than the other one. And then all of a sudden you have to go through and defeat another set of gyms. And it was like, oh, that made it so much better. That made it so much better. And of course, this was before I had internet. So all the all of the unknown Pokemon stuff and like all those little ruins and stuff, you just had to go through and explore everything and try to figure it out and see if there was actually anything hidden over there, if it was just items, if there was a fun Pokemon that you could capture, all that stuff. There were so many theories on the playground about that, right? All right, I gotta stop. This is why I feel like I need to do the other channel so I can actually just talk about this. Anything's okay here. Any enclosure or approach is fine. So it doesn't really matter which one that they play. So they're going to approach first. All right. I think from the preview window that we saw, White allowed the press down here. And there was a fight on this side. So I wouldn't be surprised if White approached the bottom left or upper right and didn't just respond. I believe they did not. Yes, they're going to approach this side here. And Black's going to be able to press down. I don't know if they do that right away, though. If Black backed off first and then White backs off, then we're very happy to press down. But White's probably going to back off as well. So I think pressing first is probably the answer. And then White is going to answer. Okay. All right. That makes it simpler. And then jump. So now we have to figure out how I'd want to play as Black here. I guess if White does get to press us down on the right side, then this push here at F16 becomes really nice, right? We press this, and then we push here. We're potentially building this top side and applying pressure on the left side to some extent. So as Black, I would probably want to answer here in some way, diagonal or back off, because I don't really want to allow that press, and I don't really want to allow this move to become too good. It'll just become normal good when White pushes here with this. It's not bad, but it won't become too good. So that's where I would want to play. Let's see. All right, they do want diagonal. They could have done either one. I don't know what's more popular. I think diagonal is still more popular overall. I think it's a little bit easier to use. but it doesn't mean much. And white does not have to answer. Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I can just say, why'd you miss that item? What were you doing? Were you stupid? That's one thing that I was a little disappointed by. All my original Game Boy games work except for Pokemon Yellow. That's the only one that died. That's the one that had the saving doesn't work in that game anymore. So I can play through the entire game, but I just can't save. I don't need to save technically, but it's just disappointing that you can't save. You gotta stream a bunch of stuff. Goshi, you got this. Anyway, I don't actually want to answer here as white. I would actually rather Tanuki because I feel like the top side's not important anymore. So I want to approach the bottom left now. Let's see. Yeah, approach high, bottom left. I know there was a fight here, so it's unlikely that there was an attach underneath. Would I even be happy with attaching underneath in this position anyway? I would actually be a little bit annoyed to attach underneath. Pincer, yeah, Pincer just feels like the natural move. Though I do know that there's a fight here on this left side, so I know they pincer. But I was wondering if I would even want to attach anyway. Like, would that be fine? Because if they do just the normal Joseki, I feel like that's kind of annoying for me, and this group feels a little bit. Doesn't feel like I'm using it very well. It does feel fine. Like you can still just make territory with it, but it doesn't feel like you want to play that way. So I think I would rather have my default has always been 2 space high, and it's because of what happened a couple before AI stuff, right? 2 space high was like the most common pincer. I just don't know if it's still the most common pincer. I know low is possible, but 2 space high or 1 space low is what I would expect. Oh yeah, 2 space low. I think Ben does that one, so that could be one. So one of the 2 space pincers makes sense to me. Okay, 2 space low. Yeah, I don't know this one very well. Let's see if they just attach in the corner. They do. Okay. Yeah. One of the things I hate about this sort of pincer, I know there's some sort of, not really a trick to it, but there's some sort of thing going on, which is annoying. But I honestly feel like I want a Tanuki now. But the problem is we have this 3-3. So if we Tanuki, I don't really feel like that's very useful because we don't really want to enclose a 3-3 corner. Like that's not very good. And then the other Tanuki would be like coming over here to try to turn this into something, or pushing here, which neither of these really feel like. This one feels okay, but I think the bottom side would be more important. So it'd be tempting to just jump, but it's difficult as well to attack this side. So if we do something like this one, we're not really getting like it's gonna be a really difficult fight to attack over here. Maybe we can even just back off. Who knows? This will be fine. We can see if this will be fine. Yeah, this will be okay. Perfectly normal game. Yeah, the 3-3 does seem like out of place because of it. Yeah. So you do have to attach, but I don't like the attachment here. I just think it's really annoying. It's because they're going to play the Han on the inside, and they're not. Okay, good. They do not do it. They just do this one, thankfully. Yeah, because there is this sort of Joseki thing. I don't remember exactly how it goes. I have to actually look at the top move thing here with this. Yeah, okay. I thought this was it, but it didn't feel right. Yeah, this one's just I don't like this position. It just annoys me for some reason. Very much annoys me. But I should be able to get something from it, so it's not a bad thing. But it just feels stupid. If we push here is a good question. What happens if we push here? We just play from this side first. They have to defend. We can Atari. And here, and they have to answer in the corner. Okay. So that's why they can't answer that way if you jump. So if you do this one first, they connect instead. Okay, it's cool to know. Atari down. I'm just looking this up for my own personal reasons. I gotta be honest. I just want to see how they respond to stuff. Yeah, so the jump here, in this case, we have something we can build this way, right? So that's something we need to keep in mind for this one, right? But the jump here should be fine. If they push this way, then we can make one Hane, and then we're pretty happy to do this block. Okay. But I think normally we wouldn't have this position, right? Because this is a cross game. Maybe we could have this position still. Like here. They did this one. We approach high. They do this. This is still the same, right? We can still block this direction and maybe build something. Okay, good. I wanted to see that. This is my own personal study thing here. So that's what I wanted to look at. Okay. So they don't really want to give your opponent that much influence towards that side, especially since you can be pressed down on the other side. So backing off here makes sense. Normally, white would just pull back, so they are going to pull back. Most of the time, the other moves are not as good because you just give up more in the corner, and you're not gaining much more from it. So you want to, like, the point of attaching to the corner was getting a little bit of shape and taking away some of the territory. It's sort of like the punishment for black not attaching there as we get to attach there. Normally, Tiger's Mouth. Yep. And this is where I don't really know the Joseki anymore because it's different now. Like, if I'm going to jump, I wouldn't want to jump now because black's going to get more. If I was going to jump, I'd want to jump first because black is not able to expand as much, like I showed earlier. If I jump here now, black's likely jumping here or here. They're not jumping over here. You've been out of the game a while? Yeah. We know. And it's very disappointing. So I think one of the moves here is F3 right away, or trying to do something like attaching to this stone or something like that. Or actually, I think I've seen AI recommend D7. I think I have seen that recommended a few times. So that could be the move here. D7, they push. We Hane, they cut. And then there's like a thing there. That could be it. Okay. Yeah, I've never played this one myself. But I have seen the AI recommend this multiple times. And I think the idea is that we're settling. Of course, if black pushes underneath, we get to push on top, right? We're connected enough that the push underneath doesn't do much. We just push on top and get nice influence. So black has to push up. That's the only move, I'm fairly certain. I'm not sure the other move doesn't lose you the game, but it seems like the proper move, I guess I should say. And now you can block here to get your eye shape. And this is also allowing us to potentially play at F3. So Hane here would also allow that to potentially play over at F3 and do a lot of damage. So I don't know if we want a Hane or if we want to go down first. I think Hane makes sense, though. Yeah. Hane here. So the idea is, like, if we have a stone in this area, then this becomes a more painful move to deal with because we can't run this direction anymore because we're already being blocked off, right? Yeah, so it becomes significantly more painful to deal with. They basically can only do this one at this point, and there may even be other moves that white can play to make it more annoying for black. Because if we just extend and get this isn't very good. But if we can Hane over the top and try to get some extra moves, maybe we can be more aggressive towards that group. So Hane makes a lot of sense, and I'm guessing this is where black probably cuts as well. No, not yet. Okay. Hane first. I knew there's a cut here that they do eventually. So that means... So I'm just trying to piece out the variation based on the board position that I saw in the preview window, basically. So I'm just wondering, because I don't always remember the preview window. Sometimes I just look at the ranks and click on it. But I was interested in this formation, which is why I was trying to piece out how it was put together. If we cut now, we're potentially hurting the bottom side too much. So we have to Hane first. and then white can block. Now, instead of just Ataring over the top, now maybe they do just Atari over the top now, and then we end up cutting later. Maybe that's what it is. Because Atari over the top feels really nice right now. Atari and then connect actually feels really nice. But maybe we can just extend to do that instead. That'd be also fine. It would also depend on how bad this cutting point actually is, because that's the purpose of the Hane, is to make that cut a little bit more annoying, right? When we pull back down here. If we pull back first, and black's the one who gets to extend here, we're not really applying too much pressure. We're just jumping at this point. And then black can also just jump at this point. Like, this is probably okay. This is probably not losing the game. When we look at move stats, yeah. Just a 0.8 game, not even a 1-point game yet. So yeah, not too big of a mistake. But if we can apply a little bit more pressure, like this, and they end up backing off or defending on this side, that feels a lot better, I think. That feels significantly better. I think they do just Atari here, though. Or to extend, I guess, would be fine, too. Oh, extending down. How bad is that cut? Maybe it's too bad to deal with. They extend down here. Maybe it's too annoying to deal with. I was thinking we just want to do this one. And just playing the basic move out. Don't even try to do anything complicated, like diagonals or anything. Just Atari and see what they do, right? Push and then jump, right? Maybe there's too much Aji here. Maybe we have to slide instead. Then they jump, but I feel like they're not. I guess they are alive, right? They're alive on the left side pretty easily, and we're also pushing them down here. So it is kind of annoying, I guess, yeah. And we don't really want to give it up. And if we do something like this one, this one feels okay. But it just depends on how much damage we can actually do to this bottom left area. Doesn't feel like it's that bad of a fight. I guess I should say it doesn't feel like it's that bad of a fight for both sides. I do think black is probably a little bit more annoyed, though. So it does feel like maybe we do want to defend the cutting point a little bit. But because if we defend the cutting point, maybe we get fourth line instead of third line and second line. So that is a good point. We'll see later what the AI actually recommends, right? But that is a good point. Because we're not going to go through the entire game. We're probably just going to focus on this main area over here. And then see who we like after that section. Then we can like sort of just look through the game. And so now white is doing this double Hane. So this is definitely where the fight actually started. Because black does not want to just back off right now. I think they Atari and extend now. I think that's actually how the fight ended up starting. Atari extend, they Atari here, and white connects and they slide underneath. And that doesn't feel good either. That feels about the same as the other fight. I don't know, that feels similar to me. But maybe there's a significant difference here. We'll find out. Black for sure just Ataris. Oh. So the shape that I'm thinking of is different. Because I remember there's the Atari here and extend, that type of shape. But it was a different direction. So black actually does the double Hane instead. White Atari's here and connects. And now black is extending up instead of capturing the stone. Capturing the stone would be bad. Because this would feel like white got everything they wanted. Because now they get this Atari too. And now they can come back over here. They'd be so happy, right? Be way too happy here. Double Hane confuse your DDK mind? Yeah. Yeah, let's look at that real quick. Because that's actually kind of interesting. So like my thought was, it was probably like this for some reason. But then this doesn't actually make sense to me. Because I feel like it's not that much different than if they had just Atari'd and connected. And we had this one. I feel like this is the wrong move, but it's fine, whatever. I feel like this is not too different fight-wise. Maybe slightly better shape for both sides, right? So this extend here, we can double Hane because we're trying to press black down, and we want extra strength here. So if black does try to do something like this one, they have some Aji on both sides, right? There's this Atari here, and you can see that this group is under a little bit of stress. So they have to play like from this side. But that group's still under stress, and there's all these forcing moves on this side now, right? Which means that even if we don't use them right away, we have more that we can do to this bottom side group here in the corner. Even if they can live, it's there's more pressure we can apply over here. I don't know the best way to do it, though. That's why I wanted to sort of look at the game. So that's why you don't want to be too aggressive here. And so the double Hane is sort of saying that white has to connect and black can connect. So connect, connect. And now there's not all the forcing moves in the center. It's just the strength here. So now black can play a very basic way over here. This is like the Joseki-ish type move over here. And there's nothing else the black really has to worry about in this regard. So it's actually trying to simplify, because if white tries to cut and fight, right, there's the double Atari here, which even if white can capture this one stone, you can see that the left side group is sort of surrounded, and it needs to be 100% alive in order for this to work. Because we can be very flexible with our other group. So there's more to worry about here. We could even play it in a different way. We don't necessarily have to play it this way either. But in the game, black is extending up to try to keep some strength on the outside. So white would want to extend here so they could jump down to the left side to attack these 5 stones. You don't really want to allow black to capture this too easily at this point. You want to make it a little bit difficult. And I don't believe they can capture from above. Like if you extend and then black jumps, since we're jumping down here and attacking this group, this seems like it would be difficult for black to answer properly. So we have to extend now. Even if we don't save the stone, I think extending now is really important. And black probably has to answer on the left side, which they do. And so even if we don't follow up with this stone anymore, this was already a good enough exchange. So if we wanted to, we could move on to the other area. I think we are strong enough, though, as white, that we could also run this stone out. And this is what I wanted to see, how they handled this area. Because this was the preview window. This is what the thing was showing. There might have been one more move somewhere, I don't know, but this is the part that I was looking at. Ah, just yawning. Still a little tired, but we will just move on. So what would I want to do here as white? You know, even if we just play the basic move, it feels not bad for white. The basic move would be leaning here without even doing anything special, just leaning. And if black answers, then we can do a knight's move out to the center where we're applying pressure to these 2 stones and getting into a fight. Now, I don't really want to lean unless I have to. So just the diagonal would also be fine, but we're still a little bit behind enemy lines. So I feel like we get more pressure that way. So I was wondering if there's something more aggressive I can do, right? Something just a little bit more powerful. First of all, can we do just a knight's move directly? It feels annoying, but it feels possible. I think we don't have enough liberties if black can make some eye shapes. So I think this might be too much. The cut here might be a little bit too much. And then the attachment here is what I'm really looking at. Is I wonder if we can get away with this attachment. Of course, if they go over the top, we have this other attachment here and a lot of forcing moves. So they go underneath. Then we could pull back and do the knight's move. Or can we do more, like cross cut? If they do this one, we just Atari and connect. Or we Atari and connect here. No, I think they have more liberties, so we can't necessarily do that one. I think attachment is like a strong move, and then like jump is the other type of move, but yeah, we'll see what they do. They are going to apply pressure somewhere else first. Okay. Like I said, they didn't have to follow up, but it does feel good to follow up to some extent if we can find the right move. And I feel like the only type of move we can do is the lean and jump out. Not the only type of move, I guess, but the simplest type of variation. So if you don't want to do that yet, you can move on. So they do apply pressure down here first. They're likely going to get some influence here from this. If they get extra influence here, then when they come out towards the center, they are attacking these stones significantly more severely. There's also the possibility of being able to just sacrifice our 2 stones to maybe surround here instead too. Like if we do play the knight's move and they cut through us, when we extend here, maybe we can try to do something, but it seems a little difficult. I think running these 2 stones out will probably be important-ish. Normally the attachment, we'll see what they do. They are going to go out towards this. They are playing this one. I said normally, maybe they don't play it anymore. Like I've not seen AI recommend it very much anymore. But like this is like a standard move because of sort of liberty stuff here. I think you can play differently, but I think we go down first. Hane, and go down. But we can give something up and make something on the bottom side over here. Of course, if they Hane, we can go down. Maybe it depends on the amount of liberties available on this side. Maybe that's why it's a little bit more difficult to do. But even if we just give up these stones, it feels okay. Even if we're just doing something like this one. Like this is sort of like a normal-ish move. But I don't see people do it as often anymore. They almost always do this one instead. And I feel like normally the knight's move here would make sense. But it could be you do this one first, they knight's move, then you can attach or something like that. But so that's why, yeah, white is not playing the knight's move. We're going to be attacking this group because they decided to come out. I want to look at this here for a second because if we play here, just block first, okay. And then if they go down, then we can Hane. Yeah. The block was first. That's what I was trying to remember, but I couldn't quite remember. But yeah, it was block first. Okay. Then this one. Yeah. The reason why you don't go down like this is because black's able to jump out here first. Excuse me. Okay. That's why you Hane first. Yeah, it's been a long time since I've actually played the variation or seen it. So I was thinking about, like, this doesn't feel right if they can block. Oh, you can Hane. That's cool. But the normal variation was this into this. And then we can jump. Yeah, so it's block first. That's what it was. Block first. All right. This is what the AI is for, so I can remember stuff. I can relearn things that I learned a long time ago. So if we play here first and they do this knight's move, now we can go back here as well. Because we're also coming over the top in this case too. And we'd be pretty happy to do this one. Because it's hurting their shape. We have sort of Miai to go either way. So white definitely doesn't want that to happen. And then this is also going to potentially build some points on the bottom for white, right? Depending on how this fight goes, white might get something over here. Because this black group does need to live. I actually don't know what I would play as black. This is like a situation I'd be really uncomfortable in. Just diagonal again would be okay, I guess. We're threatening cutting points. If they keep pushing, we cut. And maybe fight with this group, but it seems a little bit bad. And you think we could just go back to live now. Let's see. Diagonal out first one more time. We have to block as white. Extend. I could see knights move, but block again makes sense. This was what I was reading, but I feel like you can cut, but I feel like black is in more danger if you cut, so I don't want to cut. So black is pushing here. Now we're going to go back to live it, basically. Can we block? Then cut. I think we can still block. So yeah, block. And I think they still can't cut. Peep, of course, makes sense. We can do that. Why not? There we go. And now Hani in the corner to live. Okay, so what I was reading out here, I wanted to get the real moves on the board before I show the reading. What I was reading out here is that I think black cuts, we have this sort of thing. And I think they're having a little bit of a hard time with their liberties overall. Even if there's some sort of squeeze here, it'll just depend a little bit. Like, can we do this one? Or do we want to do this way? This way makes sense. Because we need to be able to approach, right? So this way makes sense. Can they do it this way? No, this is the same, right? This is basically the same. We have more problem here? Right, we're not good that way. So we have to play here. I think we're not good this way as well. So we do have to make sure we're playing the right move on this side. We do have to make sure we're playing the correct move over here. It's probably just this one. We can't leave that open. Yeah, probably just this one. At least a ko shape to some extent, I guess. But yeah, there's a lot of aji. They can cut directly. Yeah. I showed they can cut directly instead of B1. Oh, this one. Okay. That's what you mean. Yeah, no, there seems like there is some aji here that we have to worry about. So we have to answer this one properly. Seems like maybe we'd have to go somewhere over here instead. But we can't, right? So there is a little bit more aji here to worry about. But white doesn't have to do the full squeeze. We can just hane first instead of getting rid of our liberties. Right, so we can play it differently this way as well. But I think with the squeeze here, it makes it difficult for black to cut right away. But I think even without that, I think black was winning that particular capture race as if we take away all of our liberties first. But that was what I was looking at, though, is this sort of idea that there are these things that they have to worry about. So if we can hane here first, it seems dangerous. But it's a lot of reading, though, in order to find out if it works or not. So I'm not going to be able to do that in a real game. I would probably just assume that I'm going to die if I cut. Maybe if it was a different game, I would try to think of it more, but I think the cut is probably too much, right? Yeah, cut is -12. Okay, black does die. All right. Cut. They can't connect. Then jazz just a hane. Okay, so this is what I thought, but just double checking to make myself feel better. So I have to Hane or do something here. AI wanted a different move, as you saw, but they have to Hane at least eventually. Oh, they can cut the other way, huh? They can cut with the other move. Insente. They can cut Insente with the other move. Ooh. We will look at that, actually, because that's actually kind of interesting. So there's this one and this one. So they actually can cut Insente and then come back. That's kind of cool. But then we also are giving up a lot on the outside, and there's no guarantee that there isn't some bad thing for us over here. And then, yeah, we should just give it up as white. Yeah, so that's interesting. Okay. That actually makes a lot of sense. I like that one here. This is why AI sucks. All right. Yeah, that way of cutting makes sense. But as I said, we were getting rid of something on the outside. I don't know if it's 100% worth it. It usually is not worth it to give up too much on the outside, but it might be in this case because I don't think it's an easy. I don't think it's like a obvious that white just gets too much right away. So it does seem possible. White might want to just connect then. Yep, white just connects. I already thought white would probably connect, even after just this one. And even if we just play the same move, it seems like it's still slightly annoying for white. Because there's at minimum some weird co-shaped stuff or some weird other stuff here, right? There's something here that's going to be really annoying to deal with. Doesn't matter what it is. So even after one Hane, I already feel like there's potentially problems, especially with this cut now, right? So yeah, you do have to block. At least it feels like you do have to block. And I don't know if black wants to play another move. I think they're alive now. So I think they can Tanuki. But I didn't double check that. Okay, yeah, they do Tanuki. All right. Plays this diagonal here. The fight is still going, so I think it's good to continue on with the fight. I wasn't thinking Tanuki at all, like as in like play completely opposite side of the board, but saying we didn't need to play again to make sure we're alive. Maybe we do, but I don't think we do. Maybe there's a possibility of that, but should be okay. This should be threatening enough. And I think white would want to respond. Can we respond in a cool way? Like this this move here. J8. Right, black pushes, we connect, they cut, we fight here, but we're attacking these stones in. I think it might be too much. Might be too much actually. Because black can just play one more move over here to kill off these two stones, basically. So I don't know if it's good enough. Maybe just normal tiger's mouth. Yeah, normal tiger's mouth. Okay. So do I want to swallow up the stones on the left side now? Do I want to do something to make that wall not useful? Which one is what I want to do? Like which of those two things do I like the most? I would like to push and just keep this top side flat and try to swallow these stones naturally. There is always, very likely always, still some Aji over here where they can run out, though. But I think flattening is still worth it. You're still doing something useful there. So I think that would be fine. So that's one of my feelings, is just pushing here and surrounding naturally. And then my other feeling, especially after getting this diagonal move, it feels really nice to just push here. I always play like the very stable move, which is pulling back here to just sort of capture the stones. And then they get to push and they get to potentially build when I do that. So I do feel like if we can get away with it, this push is better. And it feels like we could get away with it because we're happy to just take these points here and to maybe reduce the center if they do decide to run away. That's probably fine. Then the other option I think is just like approaching this 3-3 to sort of make this wall not very useful. Maybe even just like splitting the bottom side would be fine too. That sort of idea. I think that would be fine. But I really want to play on the top side. That's my biggest feeling. They are going to play on the bottom. I am curious. I did say those are the two options that I had, so I am curious which one AI likes more. Push on top is the AI move, but let's let it think for a second because it might change its mind. Of course, it wants to peep and stuff over here. Okay. But it does want the push on top a little bit more. All right. That doesn't mean it's better. I just wanted to see. It's not that big of a difference, but this was my feeling as I wanted to play over the top first. We can look at what it wants. And there is going to be a fight here, but we're okay with the fight because, as I said, when we're jumping over this direction, we're also reducing the bottom. That's why I thought it could be good if they did decide to fight here. So they would want to defend the bottom first, and then we could come back and play an even bigger move to take this entire area. And be very happy with that. So that was my idea overall. So I'm glad that AI does agree. But I do think both were fine. I think a lot of the time we don't like to play these sorts of peeping moves because we can leave them for later. It is Sente, but is it worth playing? I guess if white plays it, they can capture some stones, but I don't know if white's going to play it at any point, right? Is there any reason for white to play it at any point? Maybe after, like if white plays from the corner and black plays down here and they get a bunch of strength here, playing that point would be really big to just make eyes. So it's because like sort of an eye destroying move in Sente. Because why would then only have one eye on the left side? But I feel like it's going to be... I would have a hard time thinking of that as a group I'm going to kill in the future. So it does feel like I'm going for a killing variation when I do that. So that would be why I wouldn't want to do it. Normally, I would want to answer the corner, but I also feel like pincer here would be really nice as well. They're going to pincer. I thought they'd pincer a little bit closer, but they're doing further away, more secure, trying to keep this group strong. And now black can follow up in the corner. Just knight's move is probably good enough to make some strength. Attaching here could work too. Attaching could work as well. Attach directly could work. I don't know the common follow-up for this anymore. It's been a very long time. But just knight's move looks like it's like a good enough exchange. Okay, they're not going to do that yet. Attaching here to borrow some strength first. This is something I should probably do more. I should definitely probably do this sort of stuff more. Because as you saw, my instinct was to move towards the corner first. But you know what? Think about it for a second, right? If we move towards the corner first, let's just say they do this and even give us even more influence. What are we using this for? Right? What are we using this for? We can't really like kill this group. Even if we get this exchange in, right? We can't really kill this group at any point. It's going to be very difficult to do so, I should say. I'm not going to say we can't. We should just... very unlikely to. So... unless we're able to severely damage or get something out of it, this isn't very useful. So I think the move I would want to play in order to get more use out of the situation would be to play over on the right side directly. But if we do it now, you can see that there is potential cutting Aji here, which we have strength to support. And it doesn't matter which move we play to switch directions here, that the cutting there is kind of annoying. So borrow strength first, because we actually don't want to be playing on the bottom. Yeah, I get too focused on that sometimes. I'm just like, okay, let me just fix my group now. Yeah. That's probably still fine. Like, it's not going to lose me the game. Again, it's not the thing that loses me the game. But I should have a little more of a flexible mind in this case. I actually don't know how it would respond as white. Like I really want to just back off like this, but I might have to. Can we Hane to fight back is the thing I want to know. Can we do this? We do get weaker over here. They can cross cut, maybe? Now we're in a situation where it's actually kind of awkward for us after the cross cut. So maybe this is a little bit too much. I don't know if it means it's bad, but maybe I'd have to read more to know for sure. But it does feel like the Hane here might be slightly too much. I mean, if we wanted to be even more simple as black, we could play this one, right? Because if they answer in the corner here, this is good enough. This is a good enough sort of exchange, but we want to try to get more from this, right? Because we do want to do the double approach. We don't want to just push this down, right? So that's why we're attaching instead. Because I'm pretty sure white shouldn't Tanuki. So white probably wants to either push here to cut, but we have this stone, which is just annoying enough to be annoying for the fight. Just barely enough to be annoying for the fight. So I think we may have to back off. Yeah, they're just backing off. Just live directly. Yeah, the thing I'm looking at here is that like with this actually just every variation I look at here just doesn't feel very good. I mean, even if we just do this way, this already feels quite annoying. And then there's more ways of using it versus just that, right? Like what if we just move this direction to try to take even more? All right, this is feeling even more annoying. We don't necessarily want to get squeezed and stuff here. So even just simple variations feel really annoying here. So more complicated ones could be stuff we don't want to deal with, we could say. So that crosscut feels like too much for us. But then there's also the possibility, for example, of black playing from this side. As you see, black does have this move. So even if we're just going this direction, you can see that if this left side is getting surrounded, then this becomes a group that can be attacked as well. And so like even then there's there's other things to consider as for that too. So that's just a very annoying move. Is it going to be crosscut? Yeah, crosscut is just super annoying here. I just don't like it at all. So they have to back off. Black can probably still crosscut, honestly, and be annoying, but maybe just back off is good enough because then the cutting point there is still open to live. But yeah, going to do this one to be a little bit more pressure because white doesn't have to respond. They can live now, so they could play the other side. This one, it does feel more like white should respond. As I said, I feel like they're aiming for that double approach, right? Or really pressing this group down. Atari and Connect. I think we want to do this way. I think we actually do want to just Atari and Connect in this case. Save ourselves. We don't need to connect. We could potentially extend, but maybe just connect directly. Leave it open for the cut. Yeah, Atari first. Okay. Probably not going underneath. Probably just connecting, yeah. And then I would want to connect. Yeah, I guess we don't have to, but I would want to connect. Yeah, connect. And now we're definitely strong enough to apply a lot more pressure to the corner. But I also feel like we're not too heavy because we actually can live pretty easily with this group now, and we can run away pretty easily now too. So I do feel like we could be very severe with the corner now. I like fourth line a little bit more just because I feel like I can coordinate a little bit better. But I don't think we just want to press it right now, unless we're Hane, unless we're going to press and Hane and really try to do something. But just a regular double approach would be okay. Let's see here. Yeah, double approach here. So something I'm curious about is who's actually winning this game at this point. Because I do feel like the left side is basically settled now, but there's still some Aji on the upper left cut area, right? There's still some Aji here. So was this just good for black overall is my question. Because it actually doesn't feel bad for black. Like my feeling in this game is that black is ahead. My direct feeling is that black is ahead. Black did miss a cut and with the ability to get more on the left side. But what I really don't like about white is that I feel like their stones are not useful on this board. And that's why I feel like black should just be pretty far ahead. Yeah, it doesn't feel like white is very useful. This is before answering here, because maybe they're going to turn this into a fight in some way, or maybe they're just going to settle in the corner. But before answering here, I'm curious who's actually ahead. I guess neither side really has that much territory yet, but who has more control? I feel like black has more control. Yes, white can use these two stones to really fight here and make an attack in the center. But if black's able to come back here first, it becomes significantly harder to do. And we're losing points on the top. We're losing points everywhere, basically, if we try to do a fight with that group. But now that this group on the bottom left is probably just alive, very unlikely to ever die now. Very unlikely. Doesn't mean it won't, but very unlikely. Whenever I say something's not dead, it ends up dying somehow. That's why I want to say very unlikely. Maybe the fight is better now for white. So maybe it's not a clear-cut black is ahead. Maybe it's like a 70% black being ahead, not like 90%. So that's my feeling, because I can't tell how useful this fight is for white. So this will tell me a lot about the game if we look at the stats now. Black's at 90%. Okay. So that means that the fight is not that good for white in that area. The reason I was thinking it might be good, if we go back here, the reason I think it might be good is if this group's alive, and let's say we do get this sort of stuff here and we're able to jump out and all that stuff, right? It feels like black doesn't have a way to do anything for this side, right? There's no forcing moves towards this direction if this group's just alive. And if this stone is just running out, it does feel like we're probably not going to be able to attack anything else, but yeah, since we're not able to attack this side, really, no matter what we do over here, we're not really able to attack it, right? So if that's the case, it's just black defending one group, and then they have strength everywhere else. And white still has to defend their group. Yeah, it does. It just seems difficult. It does seem difficult, but I was thinking that if this group's not alive, black doesn't have any force moves against it. So it becomes more difficult to do anything here as black. But black just has to worry about one thing and one thing only, which is defending their group. So there's just nothing to worry about there. Okay. So this is just black ahead, 90%. 90% meaning the chance of winning, the chance of playing from this position and coming out ahead. I think people underestimate the win rate aspect a little bit. Yes, it's not accurate for normal human games, but I do think the point of the win rate is like how easy it is to find the right next move, depending on the type of game. So if it's a really complicated game where there's a lot of cutting points, a lot of stuff going on, then win rate and score estimate are not very good, because maybe you're missing something, right? But in a more simple game where there's not too many big fights, too many big things happening, too many complicated things happening, I think win rate is better than points, because just the chance that you're going to be able to find the right move to win the game. That's how I like to think of it. The chance of finding the proper move for winning the game. I actually don't know what white should play here, honestly. I've also been thinking about it while talking, and every move here kind of feels bad. Because black is okay with being pressed down on the right side. And that means that any move to cut here, black can just jump out and be strong here, then get pressed on this side, and they're just going to be a living group very easily. And they're just getting points out of it. So I kind of feel like I just want to live as white and not worry about it, or try to do like a pincer to try to make it a little bit more complicated. Clearly an IA, yeah. We don't want any IAs here. No one likes them. Streamer talking in percentage. But I know quite a few people just sort of disregard the win rate percentage, but I feel like that's the easiest one in my games to look at, because the points, I feel like it's never the points. The points are never right, but the win rate is almost always right in my games, until my opponent makes a mistake, right? Anyway, let's see what they do, because I am actually really, really invested now. I want to know what happens. Ooh, okay. They're just starting the fight now. I don't know if I like just this move first. It's probably fine. AI in French is IA. I get confused when I start watching the news in French. You're not talking about internal affairs? Oh, never mind. Or an intelligence agency? Honestly, as black, I think I'm fine with just capturing that stuff. I don't think you can capture the corner. Maybe it can't be captured, but I kind of want to just play in the corner again. This cut kind of works. Maybe we can also play from this side and then just jump out here. I don't know. Actually, don't know. I guess we don't want to. No, I think we can cut, actually. I think we can just cut directly. I gotta be honest. I think we can. But maybe they're trying to just make it complicated with that. But let's see. Push first. This makes sense. They probably should answer that. Even if they can capture the middle stones, they should answer. And then surround. Just keep pushing to surround. I guess we can switch our points, right? So if we do just keep pushing, we can eventually double Hane or Hane over here. And then even if they capture these stones, we got points on the top and are attacking something else. That would be fine. I can just push again. Yeah, push one more time. White probably does want to answer. Okay, they're going to attach first. Okay. So now it's going back to the variation that I thought it was probably going to be. Black probably just Hane's underneath. And then white would be able to jump out afterwards. But they're doing it in a different order, basically. Probably still Hane. I don't think we go back to double Hane here. Losing these stones would be too much, I think. So, do we even lose them? Yeah, I think we do. I think we do. Okay. So yeah, losing these stones would be too much. So yeah, just Hane makes sense to me. We can cross cut, but they're just gonna go straight for the fight here. Like I said, I don't think, especially because this group is so solid now, I don't think we actually care about these 3 stones as much anymore. So I would be happy just to do this double Hane now. I would probably just play the double Hane. Am I not valuing these stones enough is a good question. If these stones run out, they're just a weak group. I don't really care about them. I have to be honest. Maybe they're more important than I think. Let's see. Yeah, just Hane. Good. That's what I thought. Now, this could be a huge mistake. We're not looking at the AI. I'm just going with the pro's saying. And if the pro is losing this game now, I don't care. I was right. Okay? I was right. The pro said it, so I was right. Yeah, I think just this double Hane now is really nice. We can attack this stone. We're getting rid of potential points here and potentially making points there. So then they still have to play another like 2 moves to really securely capture these stones. So I really don't care about them. Yep, double honey. And white extends here. My guess is that now white could capture these 2 stones. I mean, not 2, but white could capture this stone for free. So we don't really want to answer that. So now we could capture here and then fight with this, or we could try to pressure this in some way. I like capture or connect, but maybe that's too easy for white. Let's see here. Okay. Now we're coming back to jump this out. Interesting. If white really wants to, white can go to capture. Right? They can push here, wedge here. Right? They can really try if they really want to. It's gonna be difficult, but they could. But I don't think they should. It seems really bad. And now the fact that you never did this empty triangle is actually important because it's going to add so much more Aji over here. This group's still not going to die, but I'm not sure I actually like this move, honestly. But maybe it's still fine. If we just treat it as making the group harder to capture, then I like it. But if we invest too much in it, then I'm not exactly sure if it's a good idea, or if we should have just taken like a big point on the right side, for example, or surrounded this corner, forced them to live, and taken a big point. Like I don't know, like maybe that makes more sense to me. But we'll see what they do here. Oh, white is going to do this. Maybe just the one exchange is good enough because that does strengthen them a little bit. Okay, good. Good. Whew. I feel better now. Black is now just moving back to this side. Good. I am curious. Is this the move that it wants? It is not a move that it wants. Okay, good. Just capture was about the same, though. So my other move was about the same. It does want just something in general with this corner. Okay, good. We're going to let it think for a second to make sure it doesn't change its mind. So my move on the top is a little bit better than the center move. So I'm still better than the pro, of course, right? Easy game. But whatever. Yeah, it does really want something over here. I've been wanting something over here for a while, but I figured since we did this double Hane, I want to follow up with this double Hane. You don't have to, but I kind of want to follow up. So, okay. I was right that this felt a little bit weird, but after this move especially, I feel okay as black to Tanuki. Now this feels like a good exchange. R8 move is super interesting for black here, just to pull back at R8. Basically anything there, though, right? As long as you're getting strength, here, we're hurting the corner in some way. I think it makes more sense to think of it the way that black did, right? The jump here, they have to live, and then we can make an extension. But yeah, the AI is right, too, that something like this one is also fine. We're also still making points, and the corner is still in trouble. Right? Because the corner is just not alive completely. They can live, but it's not nice. This is why I like looking at the AI thing too. Gives you some other options you wouldn't have necessarily thought about. So yeah, so I actually don't want to live in the corner as white. I actually don't want to play another move in the corner. I want to play from the outside. I want to try to attack these stones and reduce this. I don't really want to live here. Yeah, okay, they didn't either. Okay, good. It's not just me. But now I feel like black is like really ahead. Like super far ahead. Are they still the same? Yeah, 94% chance to win up a little bit. Yeah, it feels like it's just even easier to win this game now. So we'll put a couple more moves, then we'll just look at the AI stuff. Because I do want to see how he's going to handle these stones. He could just give them up if we're capturing these ones, right? But like right now, would it be fine to play from the center? Or would we still just push from one of the sides? Like if we push from this side, I think the corner is closer to dying. Closer to just being dead. Still not dead, but it's closer. But I think we still need to move in the corner. So if we push this direction, they go towards the corner. This could be just give us the excuse to play something in the corner. That's sort of why I want to push towards it. Of course, that means white would probably jump or something instead, but yeah, so either this one or taking the outside. Let's see what they do. They are going to play from this side, yeah. See, the only reason I wasn't sure is because I feel like this doesn't kill the corner. I feel like there's still enough Aji in the corner that they could try to live. So that's why I don't really want to play from this side. Doesn't mean it's bad or anything, but that's why I was thinking I didn't want to play from this side. But as I said, we're going to check the AI stuff here in a second, so I just want to see what they do. They make one exchange here. This is important. We have to extend or... Yeah, just extend, yeah. And then they fix their shape over here. They don't really want to just capture now. They would rather jump up or try to do something to make it into a fight. I actually don't know the move. This feels really annoying. Just jump on the right side or just make a base. Okay, just making the base. And now we can naturally come back to this area. This feels good now. We can naturally come back to this area. So black presses here, which is actually helping with all this stuff too. And again, I feel like white is having a hard time because we want to jump here to try to do something. And we also don't want to just play a simple jump move. I think that's makes it too easy for black. But if we don't, black can press us down and make it into a fight. So maybe we want to try to do something more special, but let's see one or two more moves here to see what white decides to do. They're just living in the corner, and I think that's too much already. I think black's now won. I think yeah, I think we can't just go live in the corner now. Because now I think black is in control of the center, and so they can just press this group on the side down. They can just play from the top of it. Anything's fine there. They're in control of the center. They're not going to lose anything anymore. But maybe points-wise, it's fine. White only has these two corners. White barely has any points. Okay, barely any points here. So black doesn't need to do very much. Just killing off this stone is already more than enough points to win, it looks like. So, attach in the corner first here. Just getting an exchange in, forcing them to live. We can maybe even connect now, which would be fun. Or capture, yeah, capture is good. And this is already giving us more points. And less weakness to worry about. And then white still has to live. And then we can just extending now is already good enough. We're fixing all of our problems. We even jump if we want to make it more secure over here. But just extending is good enough. Dang. Yep, just extend. And I feel like white is having too many problems, and they're going to have to try to do a drastic fight to get enough points here. Because black's just secure now. Black's just secure everywhere. They're going to have to live in this corner and handle the center area properly from this point on. And I don't think they can do that very easily. So I'm going to look at some AI stuff earlier on now and see how that went. Did black actually win this game? Black did win. Okay, good. If white ends up winning, that would have been very awkward. Let's see here. Normal-ish. Black made two bigger mistakes, but white made many more slow moves. Interesting. Oh, yeah, the big mistakes, I think, were the fact that they could have cut in the bottom left, but they didn't. They played the safe move instead. Safer move, yeah. That's kind of interesting, yeah. Okay. Now let's turn the graph on. It just went straight up, basically. One spot that was down, but it went almost just straight up after that. Ooh, it's at 97% chance. So, yeah, as I said, I already felt like even earlier felt kind of difficult for white and sort of desperate in some ways, but it was hard to do anything about it. But I want to see if AI suggests anything in here before this. Yeah. Before coming back over here, let's go back to this. There you go. This one, it does just want to do this, or wants to come out like the diagonal instead. Try to fight with this area and more versus coming out to the center. Yeah, I thought that attach would work. Okay. But it does want to also just come back over here right away. But it's already a little bit late. But after we get this, and after white has taken this in the center, we didn't need a double Hane, apparently. We could just play anywhere else and we're fine. But double Hane I thought was fine anyway. It doesn't really matter. They do that one to just be alive, but they didn't need to do that one. So this is where they had their chance to try to come back into the game. This is why the double Hane is not good. I see. Okay. Because white should just fight here, even if it's not a good fight, and they have to figure something out. They need to just now fight. And the corner is not going to die. It is true. The corner is not dead. Yeah. The corner is not dead. So you go to fight here. We can't just slide in the corner. Yeah, we're fine here now. We even just capture this side because it's actually doing a lot here. Actually, that's a good point too. Even if we give this up, right? Even if we're giving up these stones in the corner, we are getting points on this side too. So it's actually not too big of a deal. Well, that's interesting. Okay, cool. Okay. Let's go back all the way. So, attach on top. Huh, you never really think of that anymore. That's a funny variation. But anyway, diagonal is good. Yeah, I'm kind of curious, actually. I'm kind of curious. Because it feels weird to do this right now. Oh, but I guess the point is we want to come back. Well, here we're capturing the stone. If we just play the same variation that we'd normally see here, we get to press here first. That's kind of weird, kind of funny. I'm probably not going to play it, but kind of funny. Anyway. The 2-space low is the blue move. That's cool. I'm going to have to learn that Joseki properly. And they should just still do this one. That's funny too. Attach is fine. It's all fine. Normal, Hane, pull down. We should extend or we should extend up. Either one was fine. I'm actually kind of curious. Because the cutting point, this is the other move I said. If we don't want to Atari, sometimes it's better just to extend up. This is the move I was saying I would probably play. Let it think for a second longer. Oh, we just give up the stones. Okay. Wow, we really do just give up the stones. It's not normally you don't do that. Okay. So we're extending down to make it more Aji. And if they extend off to the side, we'll be able to live with it. And then it's in a fight, so it'd be good. Okay. Curious. Okay. Sitting down here, then they can double Hane. So I actually liked this first variation for white. I actually liked this for white. This Hane here, we get to Atari and connect. And then black should have just captured, basically, which is what I would always do. But this isn't a bad move either. It's not showing it as bad. All right, so extending here makes sense. And then they come down here. And this is where I feel like white ended up getting behind, was after this fight somehow. So it was definitely a mistake here from white. I don't know exactly what it was. Maybe they need to play that knight's move that I said. So this one, then play the knight's move. Yep, they need to play the knight's move. And let it think to make sure. Yeah, just the knight's move. Okay. This is the one I kept pointing at, was the knight's move. And then when they did this one, I'm like, oh, okay, they just want to try to attack him more severely. And that's what they were doing, but they can't do that. So knight's move. And we just make our group strong. They get to live, but we're strong, and then we can move on to the next area. Okay. Okay. So they were just too much. They were just too much. Extend, peep here, go out here, play the knight's move, not the back off. And then we have to play the knight's move again, not the back off. And now we have to go through with it. But now we have to actually just protect because the cutting point is too much. Doesn't mean we're going to lose, right? But still just like a 1 point thing, right? Oh, that's interesting. You can actually answer this way. Even though we're giving that up because we need to protect that cutting point more. Okay. And then if we do push here, white has to connect and let the fight run out. And that feels so bad. Oh, I don't want to do that. But you have to at that point. Oh, that feels so bad. This one, they could block first. But they protected. And then now we get out to the center area. Yeah, I wanted to... I think I wanted afterwards. He poked here first. And I asked if we could do this one. It looks like we can do this one. I wasn't 100% certain, but I'm glad we can. Makes me feel like I'm smarter than I actually am. I feel like this is the safe move, but this one I felt like we could probably get away with. And then yeah, we wanted to push on the top here. Then the next slow move from white is the pincer. I thought we should pincer. Pincer made sense to me. Let me let it think for a second here. Okay, pincer's not as bad, I guess, but after it thought about it for a second. But it just wants to... The upper left is important. The upper left is just very important. The pincer's not bad, but the upper left is just very important. Oh, didn't mean to do that. There we go. And it just keeps wanting to go back to the upper left, basically. Ah, so we can play that, honey. It said earlier that we couldn't when we checked it. Oh, no, we just checked this. We just checked this one. Yeah, the crosscut was the move. That's all we checked, was the crosscut. We weren't saying if it was good or bad. We weren't checking if the AI said it was good or bad. We were just checking if that was actually the move, which is crosscut. But white should fight anyway, because this is the thing that's in trouble. We can give this part up, or I guess we can do this one, but it's harder for them now because we got that center control to do it against the corner. Okay, cool. I wanted to play it, but I had no confidence to play it. I had no confidence to play this because it felt like potentially more trouble. This one feels like the proper move to solidify, but at this point, white's played many very slow moves when they should have been fighting back. And after this is where I already felt like, because this is when we checked, right? I already felt like black was winning by a very decent amount. And I just wasn't sure. There was not as much confidence as in the fight in the upper center area. If that fight was actually better for white than I thought it was, then I was thinking black was just a little bit ahead. But since it's not as good, it makes sense that black's at like 90% and very far ahead. Okay. But basically, white just handled this way too slow. This could just be a fighting spirit thing. You could think of it that way, right? We can't just let black get what they want. So we should try to fight back a little bit here. We can connect on the outside, which is what I wasn't thinking about. Because if we do this one, we can leave this group. It's probably going to be fine. We can just cut through and capture a lot more in the corner, so they have to extend. And we are able to, for example, capture this. Or at least squeeze, right? If they extend here, we don't have to do this one. If we do this and they do capture us, it's at least a squeeze. We're strong on the outside, right? So at minimum, right? But we can actually just capture, I think, in this case. But that's what we needed to do. We needed to fight back at this point. Because these were, like, this was a slow move, but it's still, like, it's like a safety slow move, not a bad slow move. And then this attachment was asking for the strength that they got, right? It was asking for this. This is what the attachment wanted, and that's exactly what they got. And so we shouldn't just give them exactly what they want. Even if we just back off here, it looks like that's fine too, in comparison. Because now they can't necessarily get all the strength here they want. Because if they do block this way, we don't necessarily have to turn or Atari or anything. We could go back over to this side. Or we could move on with this fight, right? It looks like we should fight here. But it's not as dangerous for black as I thought. So yeah. Okay. And then I think that's basically all we really wanted to look at here. And then, yeah, we could have attached here. This is the other thing I said. Oh, when they did this one, can't we just do this move? I was pretty sure we could just capture and we're fine. Because they can't do this one. We just cut. And there's no ladder or anything. The reason why this works is because this move is not Sente if they don't have enough liberties for it. Right? This group can just live or have more ice shape and liberties than this one. It's pretty, I'm going to say pretty obvious that they should not win any capturing races. Now, that would require reading, but I feel like it should be pretty obvious. All right. But he decided to go for a little bit more, and this was their next mistake, was this push here. They should just capture the stone. I thought the one push was good enough. I feel like they probably shouldn't. I guess this is slightly annoying. But yeah, they do probably want to answer if you do this one. But that's the same if it started this way, right? If it started with this move, we probably want to answer. Maybe we can fight back this way. I was actually just thinking about that as I was meant to go say it, but that's why they want this attachment instead. A little bit more forcing. We could try to fight back this way, but it's a lot more forcing in this case. Okay. But if we're going to get that anyway, after they do this move and we push and now they play here, now we do have to just answer, and now they've already secured this and they can answer up here. Yeah. So that's why the push is like a little bit bad, but I figured that the push was fine enough because we're going to be getting a lot of territory if they don't answer. So, but White had another chance to fight back there, and again another chance to fight back, but they did it wrong in this case. Okay. And then double Hane was just a little slow, and we should have secured this area in any way we wanted. But we were right that the center stones were not important at all. So I'm happy about that sort of stuff too. Cool. So we don't need to look through the entire game. I think this is good enough. I think the game goes on for a bit longer. Let me see here. Yeah, a little bit of a fight here. Black gets control of the center and actually makes points in the center. And then White just ends up resigning in game. But yeah. It was just a bit too much for White to control the game. That's why I like win percentage versus points, because the control of the game was lost. And that's what win percentage I feel like is referencing, is how much control we have. So if we look at the game over here, just to show in general what ends up happening after he captures this, Black just becomes really strong because White still technically needed to live. We get to attack this group. And then you see how eventually, because of all this little tiny stuff that they have to worry about, black ends up just building some center. So because white ended up going and living in the corner, so black actually got to just build center points because they had enough strength there, and that group was too weak. That's sort of what I was talking about. This group is so easy to just press down that the center is actually starting to look more in control for black. And if black has control of the center, regardless if they make points or not, it's hard for white to get anything extra from the game. And it's just easier for black to get more. So black ends up getting like 20 points in the center instead of the 20 points in the corner, while still also maintaining all the strength everywhere else on the board. And white still only really has the one, like these are the majority of white's points, so these little 3 areas, because this corner is not very big. This area is not very big. They're just living, right? Just living in 2 areas. That's not worth a lot of points. So the ones that are actually worth points are also just not very big. Yeah, okay. This was actually kind of an interesting little game. White probably played in a way that I would probably play, which is why I think it's interesting, because this bottom side, this is where I will get behind when I'm playing someone who's a little bit stronger than me. And it'll be when they do some sort of thing like this, where I feel like I need to back off because fighting would be too complicated. But fighting makes more sense. You need more fighting spirit in this game. If we fight here, I'm probably still fine with this group. We're probably still fine here, so we can fight. We just don't want to give up the area so easily to our opponent. Yeah, okay. I think that was fun. My stomach is starting to growl a little bit, so I need to go make some food, but it was fun to go over this game. I want to do more pro games again, because that's what I did for like a full month. I just did pro games instead of playing games. I want to do playing and pro games now. I don't want to just do one or the other, but we'll see if we can get into that again. Do more of them at the very least. So we can close that one now. And yeah, I'm just curious if there's anyone actually looking for a game. Oh, finally, there is someone looking. Oh, there was someone looking for the 25-minute. Let's see who it was. Someone over here, or is it one Don? This is probably it. Well, it's a 10-minute game, right? So yeah, look, if there were some people looking though. Not bad, not bad. Happens once in a while. Anyway, I'll probably see you guys tomorrow morning, and I'm just going to get some food, relax for a bit, and figure something else out now. I guess I should look who else is streaming. This side over here. Let's see. Of course, Bats go, but I don't care about raiding Bats. He doesn't need me to raid him. Hisoka. Were they? Yeah, they're French. Yes. And I already have the French allegations, so I probably shouldn't raid Hisoka. Too many French in my chat already, so I'm sorry, guys. We're not raiding him. I'll just see you guys tomorrow, and we'll probably play some games tomorrow, depending on how I feel. All right, have a good day, everyone.